Before we are going to change the shade layer and make it match the new size of the sleeves, we have to check whether these sleeves are indeed exactly matching, because there is nothing so bad as non-matching edges. So in order to do that, I will have to save this image, and I will leave the shade out. I'm going to save this image as a PNG file, so we are going to match this in Second Life. I choose File, choose Save As, and here in the Save window I can choose here for PNG. It's right out of the... and I will call it my Vintage Lace upper template. That is perfect. I choose an interlace, no interlace, because that is only useful for websites, and I say OK. And then I will go over to Second Life, and I will choose Avatar, Upload Image, or do it with Ctrl U. And I have my window where I am saving it, where I saved my file, and I will upload my Vintage Lace upper body template. And now comes the trick, the huge trick of Firestorm. I click this temporary file and I upload it, and it will be for free. I go to my folder, the folder that I made in my inventory. I will go to Clothes and choose a new shirt. I will wear the new shirt, and I can edit it, waiting for the new texture, for the temporary texture. I can make the color back to 100% and color front to 100%. There we go. The sleeve length to 100%. And now all I have to do is wait for the texture to be uploaded. And there it comes. I can drag this file to the fabric, click this away, and now I can see the result and check whether the seams are indeed matching. Now let the file res, and you can see this is the back seam matches perfectly, and the front seam matches perfectly. So for me this is okay, and that means that I can go back here and I will adjust the shade layer. In order to do that, I need a base, a temporary base that I will use to fill this shade with. To do that, I will make a copy of the folded centerpiece, and holding Ctrl, I will select the base arms, the base back and the base front, and right click and duplicate these layers. And the next step will be right clicking and merge the layers, which is on the bottom of that menu. And I will call this temp base, because I can remove it in a little bit. I'm going to select the pixels that I have in here, and now you see that I've got everything selected that I want to have filled with the shade. And here is my new bake layer. So I want to have removed these parts, so I have to inverse the selection, and I do that by select inverse or shift Ctrl I, and having this layer selected, I press backspace, and those parts will be taken away. I will set this multiply, and I will set this to 75% like the other layer was, and now I can remove both the temp base and the old shade, because otherwise it would be confusing. Good. Now you see that here the shade is to the end of the sleeves. In GIMP that goes just a little bit different. As usual, you cannot select two layers here. So in order to do the same, I will remove the old shade. I can throw it away already. I will have to move this shade from underneath this guide layer into a normal layer. So I will drag it down, and that doesn't work when I'm recording. I had to pause my recording in order to get this one out of the guided layers. Here it is. As I said, I cannot select 2 layers, so I'm going to duplicate each of these layers. Duplicate layer, this is the copy, and duplicate this one as well, and make sure that they are right on top of each other. I select the top one, and in my right click I choose merge down, and now I have one file that is called that I will call temp base, enter, and then I will select the pixels here by choosing alpha to selection. I will invert the selection by choosing select invert. Now I will go to the new female baked layer, and by delete remove everything that we don't need. Now I can set this one to multiply, and I can set the opacity to 75% like in the other file. There we go. And now I can remove here the temp base as well. And we have the file as is. In order to save this one as a PNG file, it's not save as, but it is export. So we go to export, and there we choose what we have in PNG files. Here it is, and make sure that this is called PNG, and then we choose export, and we get the question whether we want interlacing. Well, we don't. A background color, well, there is none, but it is okay. We will save the resolution, we will save the creation time, and we will save the color values from transparent pixels, and we say export. It takes a while, and then it is exported, and we can upload it to Second Life. And we go over now to adding a color to the centerpiece here, and that will be the next video.